Eternal damnation is here at Hell in a Cell.
Welcome to Hell in a Cell, where we talk
Sweet.
about. Oh my god! Again.
You know, literally there are
Again.
two different recordings. I am not on your recording times.
Again. You ruined it.
What?
Again.
Oh God.
We're doing it live.
I'll just shut up.
We're doing it
shut up then.
live. Mariya, I subjected you to something from my childhood. Rocket power.
Good Lord, I'm so glad I was not
Functioning.
I'm glad that I couldn't comprehend at that age. I was still making sense of the world.
You make
So
me
this was
feel
even before
so
my first
old.
birthday. So I wasn't even in a full year.
Oh my god. We are talking
I wasn't even
about...
a full year in.
Yes, we get it, Mariya. You were a baby, barely able to sit up under her own power.
Yep.
Season 1, Episode 5. Otto 3000. Release date, August 23rd, 1999. Directed by Jim Duffy. Written by David Regal. Theme music by Mark Mothersbaugh. Why do we include the theme music?
I don't understand why.
Mariya, why are we including the theme music?
Because it wasn't like the first part of the credits. The theme music was terrible.
Is that a good place to start?
I guess, yeah. It was.
Or wait, no, Mariya, give us a summary of what the episode was. Try to give us a summary.
Oh God. So Otto, I think, is the kid, the main kid, who basically is in a snowboarding competition, and during one of his runs, his snowboard breaks, and apparently his dad tries to get his snowboard fixed, but it doesn't quite work out. And apparently also later, like, it took me a while to realize, and James to point out the fact that his father himself owns a board company, and we're not sure if it's snowboarding or skateboarding, or apparently his father is the one sponsoring him. It's weird. And then his snowboard breaks, so he can't participate until this dude comes. Total scam dude, by the way. Comes in, and what was the freaking name of his company? Smart Snow? Snow Smart? Something like that?
They only say it 5 million times in the episode, Mariya. With the motto.
God, I can't remember. I was writing notes.
Snowmart.
Snowmart. Yes, that's what it was. Snowmart. And so the guy, the owner of this company, Snowmart, comes over and gives him like a shiny new snowboard and like new merch, basically sponsoring him. And his sister gets mad because he's betraying the family name, and etc. etc. And he talks to his dad, and his dad sounds like he's okay with it. And then the guy from the Snowmart. Well, no, first Otto fails a run, and then the guy from the Snowmart has like a diva moment where he's like, if you don't do this right, we're gonna cut you off, blah blah blah. You know, the basic classic manager move.
I guess.
And then Otto goes on another run, but instead of wearing all of the Snowmart merchandise, he's just wearing his regular clothes, where he's sponsoring his dad's board company. He rips the head off a Snowmart poster thing, and then gets disqualified. And that's basically how it goes. It was a weird episode. It was weird. Yeah.
This was bad.
It was really bad.
The summary really doesn't capture why it's bad, though.
It's just very, I mean, maybe it's very confusing for me as someone who's never seen any of the other episodes.
Here's the thing, Mariya. Here's the thing. So I know all the characters and what essentially was going on, and even I was confused.
God.
If
yeah.
I know roughly who these characters are and what they do, and I was just like, what?
Right. It was just it was bizarre.
It's a bit bizarre.
Yeah, yeah. At best, it's bizarre at best.
Speaking of bizarre, let's start with the theme. The theme video created by Mark Mothersbaugh.
Yes, apparently.
Or however you say his name.
Uh-huh.
Which was in the opening credits.
Yeah. And then the weird, like, the weird sort of animation with the rocket power animation, where it was just like, that was so weird, and it hurt my eyes.
Yes.
It really did.
So,
and I stare at screens all the time, and it hurt my eyes.
Yes. Okay. So here I have to explain that. Okay. There's a reason that the animation hurts your face.
Really?
Kind of. Well.
Okay.
Okay. So in the opening, the animation will jump from one style to another.
Yeah.
From two distinct styles. That's because
the
theme song uses animation from the original pilot of the show, which was called Rocket Beach.
Rocket Beach?
Yes. Yeah, it was originally called Rocket Beach.
Okay. That explains why he said so stoked.
Oh, yeah, no, it's bad.
God.
This series is bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Sorry, whoever's childhood this is.
There's a lot of them. The show was on for a while.
Good Lord.
It was during the complete and utter domination by one Klasky Shuplo.
Yeah.
You will know, but you don't know.
Yes.
Or do
apparently.
You know?
I do not know. Okay, you don't. Do not know.
Here's the thing. You do know them. Do you know the Rugrats?
I do, yes.
That was created by Klasky Shuplo.
Okay.
Do you know
I didn't watch a lot of Rugrats.
Did you watch the Wild Thornberrys?
No, I've never even heard of this show.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Anyway, Klasky Shuplo.
Yes. Shuplo.
Klasky Shuplo. They were big.
Klasky Shuplo.
They were a very big animation studio back in the 90s. They had a whole crap ton of TV shows. They did the first couple seasons of The Simpsons.
Okay.
Which, I mean, you've never seen The Simpsons, but you know how big they are, right?
Of course, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know like general characters from The Simpsons, and I understand the general theme of the show.
We're probably going to watch a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay, good.
It's just that my animation... Oh! We should watch one of the animations from my country, actually.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, we should watch one of those. That would be interesting. I would have to find like an English version of it though.
Probably.
Yeah. Or at least like English subtitles. But that would be weird.
Did you ever see Duckman?
For another day. No. I do not know what this is.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind. Anyway, this thing was apparently created, and I'm putting air quotes there because I have thoughts.
Okay.
This was created by Arlene Klasky and the other guy, her husband.
Yeah.
I can't. He's got a Gabor. It's got a thing above the A. I'm sorry. I only know his last. I don't think so.
Okay.
I only know the last one is because at the end it always says Klasky Suplo. Supo.
Suplo. Whatever.
It's
anyway,
Supo.
Moving
Damn
on.
it, you missed. Or maybe it was, I don't know.
No, there was an L.
Really?
I think. I don't 80%
disbelieve
sure.
you.
Okay, let me check.
It's just Wikipedia is telling me we haven't really talked about the episode.
We haven't, no.
Anyway.
Well, the episode was here's the first note in my notes. It's WTF ?
Oh.
That is the first note in my notes section.
Okay. There's so much to talk about.
And then the next thing is like it has a Rugrats style animation, which we understand why now.
Yes. It's very Rugrats. I will say it's a lot uglier than Rugrats, though.
I think, yeah.
Okay, there's going to be fireworks in the background because we are recording this on New Year's Eve.
God. We're recording on New Year's Eve because we have no lives.
Hey, I choose this life.
Right. Because I have no life. James has chosen this.
I'm sorry, Mariya.
It's okay.
Oh, it's so awful. Like, this is like the rocketpower pilot. You know what a pilot is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm not entirely uneducated in the TV show. I'm in comms, James. I know what a pilot is.
I'm sorry. I was just checking. Just
I
to
know.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Plus, it would have given
better
me
safe than sorry.
an excuse to explain what a pilot is.
Okay, well, you can still explain what a pilot is.
I guess I could. For anybody who doesn't know, a pilot is basically the first episode of a TV show. Usually it's produced, there's a lot of elements that are not brought into the main show because it's shopped around to various studios, and the executives will watch it and they'll say, get rid of this, change this. And if they like it, they'll either put the pilot on or they'll commission a new first episode with various changes.
Right.
And from looking at the footage in the intro to Rocket Power, it was probably a good idea that they never released that.
Wow.
And the only kind of interesting factor it has right now is that it cannot be viewed unless you go to the Animation Museum in California.
Wow.
And view it in their private
studio thing?
Theater.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
You have to pay to watch this piece of garbage. It is not on YouTube. It cannot be torrented. That is the only way you can see it.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Yes.
That is terrifying.
Aside from the clips in the intro.
Right.
This TV show is garbage.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, so I just checked, and I guess Klasky had 5 fingers on all their shows.
Apparently, yeah.
Why?
So I don't understand why this is a big deal. So can you explain it, James?
Sure, I can explain it, Mariya. Okay, so in animation, they basically you're animating all 5 fingers. Okay, how do I explain this in an easy way? It's a lot cheaper to just have 4 fingers.
Okay.
Basically.
Well, because I've noticed it. Like, I've seen a lot of animated TV shows.
Yes.
And the one that comes to mind is Phineas and Ferb, because in one of their, they have a countdown episode where Doofenshmirtz is trying to do a countdown, and he says number 4, and he holds up, the 3 fingers, and then he realizes that he only has 3 fingers up, and then he opens his thumb. And so that's how I remember that a lot of the shows that I used to watch have animated, the animated things have only 4 fingers, and I was just like, oh, maybe it's just like an animation thing that it's funny or something.
Animation has a tight budget, so you cut corners
or fingers at this point,
or fingers. And the thing we figured out in the 30s is that we can cut off a finger,
right?
And it's fine.
Right. And it's fine, right? Interesting.
Yes, but apparently
I didn't know that.
The heads at this studio were like, nah, we need 5 fingers.
We need to have all 5.
And it's just like, why would you waste the money? I mean, the animation is still pretty terrible in the show.
Uh-huh.
Like, compared to what they were putting out earlier.
Mm-hmm,
At least my memory of Rugrats had pretty good animation for a TV show.
Right.
Not stellar, but it was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
This is just garbage.
It was really I don't
They reuse shots. The background characters were ugly as sin. The characters, I don't know, they felt very off model a few times.
Right, like cheap knockoffs.
No, off. Do you know what off model means?
No.
Oh, well, so in a TV show, you have this is a very technical episode because there's really nothing to talk about with the show.
Right.
Okay, so you'll have what's called a model sheet. Mm-hmm. And you've probably seen them around. It basically shows all of the major poses and the angles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen one of those. I've seen those because I've been to museums. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's how I spend my free time. Leave me alone.
I didn't say anything.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who are judging me when they're listening to this.
Okay, sure, fine. Anyway, you'll have the model sheet for to give to your animators.
Right.
So that when you tell them what to animate, they have this reference sheet to see, okay, this is what the character looks like when he's standing at this angle. Right. This is the resting pose. This is, what they look like in this outfit. Mm-hmm. Make sense?
Yeah.
But it felt like they didn't have that great of model sheets. For this, so the animators are just like,
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try and make it look like yeah,
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
it's like, if you have them move at an angle, at any kind of angle, they just look terrible.
Right. Yeah, it was really, I don't know, there was a lot of clunky and weird. The animation was weird, the creation was weird.
It's a really weird, terrible show that is a complete product of the 90s.
Right.
It's like the 90s and a can of Surge had a baby.
Right.
With Tony Hawk.
Which James showed me one of the commercials of Surge before we started, just so that I could understand where we are.
Did that help?
Yes. I can understand why you would say that. Those commercials were pretty tacky.
This is really tacky.
Exactly. It prepared me. I was hella prepped. It was still pretty bad.
It's very bad. It is very bad.
But speaking of 90s, can we talk about like the graphics that they used?
Okay, so that's a theme.
Like even the animated graphics when they were like going through the show, because apparently someone's videotaping this.
Okay, do you want me to explain that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, there's a kid named Twister. He's seen briefly at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Because his whole shtick is that he films things. He's an amateur filmmaker.
Right.
So he's always filming Otto doing cool stuff.
Right.
Usually poorly.
Very poorly.
And this episode is just the framing device, if you could call it that. To frame whatever the hell this was. Was Twister making a, I guess, documentary. about this event.
Documentary of this event. Yeah, yes. Basically.
But
so like you would
hold on.
You could see that. Go ahead.
Sorry. So you mentioned all the graphics.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the confusing part. Those show up in the show when they're not doing the whole documentary style thing.
Right. Okay, so this is normal.
No, but it's normal for this thing.
Right. Okay, so this is like a regular thing, even when this Twister character is not doing a documentary.
Yes.
Okay, that's even weirder.
I mean, it's weird, but it's actually like a style now.
Right. You've ever watched... Yeah, because like when he like crashed into like the camera, and then it just said crash, and like in the weird nightmarish for any like for any journalism student who's just like, oh my gosh, so many colors, weird font. Oh, good Lord.
It's so 90s.
Oh my god.
It kind of gives you a headache after it.
It really does. But I've never seen so many colors on one screen.
God.
It's really, yeah.
Here's the thing, Mariya. That's kind of actually a style now with cartoons. Yeah. Is that they have the kind of cutaway thing. But it's done 1,000 times better than this.
Right.
With actual art direction.
Yeah. Well, we have an art director. We have the name of an art director as well. They had an art director.
They had an art director.
They had something of an art director.
They had something resembling an art director, which is Sergei Shramkovsky.
Yes, that's his name.
I'm not making fun of his name. It's just hard to pronounce.
Yes,
and I guess he's responsible for these designs. The character designs are awful, but that's not anything really new for Klasky Suplo. They've always had really bad designs.
Right.
When it comes to their characters, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're ugly as sin.
They are. Oh my gosh, but the background characters were really bad.
I don't understand that. But I mean, like in Rugrats, it everything had a consistent, design wise.
Right. This show was before the Rugrats, or this is around the same time?
No, this is after the Rugrats.
Then how is it so bad?
Hold on. When was it? Close the tab. Hold on. Okay. The Rugrats came out in 1991. This came out in 1999.
Yeah. Okay.
And it ran until 2004.
It did?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, this ran until 2004. That's 5 seasons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yep, it's
that's terrifying to think about.
It's terrifying. What else do we have to talk about?
Well, there's
hold on. I have to talk about the board thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so recalling my vague recollection of the show, okay? I don't recall the dad character, Raimundo. That's his name.
That's a weird name, but okay.
Don't ask. I don't know.
Okay.
Raimundo. Having a board shop.
Right, and we had kind of like a mini kind of discussion / argument about this as to what was going on.
Yes.
Because like in this episode, he's sponsored by his dad's board company, and so James's question was, well, if he owns a board company, why didn't he just give his son another board?
Yes.
And I was like, playing devil's advocate, I was like, maybe it was just a skateboard company and not like it's like a snowboarding company.
A fair response, but my response is, why is he sponsoring in a snowboard competition?
And my response is maybe so that people buy his skateboards when it's not snowing.
And my response is, he lives in a beachside community.
That's where people buy skateboards. Where else would you buy skateboards?
But why is he sponsoring a snowboarding competition?
I don't know. It's weird. It is just, look, this probably comes under the what the hell is happening in this show point in my notes.
That's a lot of points, though.
Right.
What is... Okay, here's another... Okay, so yeah, the board shop is never mentioned. He never gives Otto another board. He tries to fix it himself. That doesn't work.
That doesn't really work out so well.
Right. God. The episode is leaving my brain
It is. It's slowly evaporating. That's kind of good. My brain kind of understands that this is shit and it doesn't just stay for any longer.
Schmear. Exactly. Schmear.
Right. I also have a point called mall openings ?
It was the 90s.
It was just really weird because they were saying something. I don't know where exactly in the episode this came up, but I think it was Twister talking about recording a mall opening or something.
Oh no, Otto was like, I'm going to open a mall.
Oh,
I'm going to get so big. Like, okay, here's another thing. Otto is a nobody. He's just some dumb kid who does
stupid shit.
He does sports. Like, he competes in these competitions throughout the series, I believe. But, like, if he's immediately approached by this guy, Dick Shakely...
Scam ? Also in my notes.
I mean, yes. Anyway, and he's immediately and said, okay, here's a free board and a bunch of free stuff. Get out there, kid.
Don't take free stuff from strangers, kids. Don't do it.
Why doesn't his dad say anything?
I know. Why doesn't... Oh my god. And the girl, is that his sister's friend? His sister, right?
That is his sister, Reggie.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
She's smarter. I guess she's the smart one.
She's not. They're all just really doing dumb.
Yeah, I guess she's just doing what any common sense person with like even a fraction of common sense would do, and that is not take stuff from a stranger. Maybe.
I don't know.
This show is a bad role model for kids.
What was the message of the show, even?
Don't betray your family. Don't take stuff from strangers.
No,
I don't know.
But this show is bad.
It was weird.
It is really bad. I'm sorry, Mariya.
It's okay, James.
There was no redeeming qualities.
I asked for this.
You really didn't.
Well, what I asked for was a bad show with some redeeming qualities. This did not have any redeeming qualities. It was terrifying. It's terrible. I'm so glad I never saw it when I was a child.
We didn't even talk about the voice acting.
Oh, God. I mean, it's kind of like how I remember Rugrats' voice acting to be. But it's still, like, not great.
But Rugrats had, like, real voice actors.
Yeah, it just didn't feel right. Like, it didn't fit the characters.
No.
It just didn't feel like the kind of voice like those kids would have. Or maybe I just haven't heard people like that in my life ever.
No, the voice acting, I don't know if they change voice actors later, but the voice acting does change in the later parts of the series, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. This show is terrible.
Right. Yes, it is. It was quite.
I watched all of it. It was
quite the run. You did?
I was a fan of this show.
How?
It was the 90s.
God. The 90s were a weird time.
It was. I mean, what else was on? I didn't have Cartoon Network. All I had was Nickelodeon. This was on probably after Rugrats.
Right.
So why wouldn't I watch it?
Right. And I think this is an interesting point where the kind of I guess way that Americans consume TV is very different from how we used to consume TV. In the sense that in America, it just, you guys just had the TV on all the time, it seems.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Whereas back at home, it was like you would look through the newspaper and it would like have the channels and what show was coming at what time. And so you would just mark down, okay, this show is coming at this time. And so that's when you would turn on the TV, you would watch that show, you would turn off the TV and you would go do something else. But apparently that's not the case over here, where it's kind of like you have the TV on all the time.
I mean, back when I was a youngin', I just watched cartoons.
Right.
And then the TV was off until my parents wanted to watch Law and Order.
Right.
Or a movie that they, So, I watched a lot of TV. I watched a stupid amount of TV when I was a youngin'. I'm not saying you're not wrong. And the TV habits have changed now, I've noticed.
Right.
Like, I don't watch any TV, actually, I should say.
Oh, technically not cable TV.
I mean,
this is where well, yeah. Do you like not even watch anything on Netflix or Hulu or stuff like that?
Not unless it's big enough to get my attention, and and I don't binge it or anything.
Interesting. Well, that's a whole different topic, and it's not for Hell in a Cell.
Not really.
Not really. This was technically hell. Yeah.
It was hell in a cell. Say goodnight, Mariya.
Night, everyone.
Good night.